this live YouTube broadcast. We're the actors of the series. And we're about halfway into our 17th hour of our pledge drive. And we're going to stay on the air until we've achieved our goal. To convince federal prosecutors that we aren't responsible for turning the battle of the sexes into a full-blown war.
That's right, Holly. We're asking that you make a contribution to the Love Database movement. Both scenes that are heartfelt and fun, that can be acted out by couples or just members of the opposite sex in bars, at work, neighborhoods, whatever.
Cody and Christy, how have we been doing in the last 5 minutes?
It's still not getting better on YouTube. According to organizers, the ex-girlfriend database now contains 800 million men, and only 2 get more than 1 star. And because of the MMO that some women started, the only people who have gotten married in the last 2 days are gay.
It's the same on Twitter. The last university and junior college in the English-speaking world has just been shut down by protesters. There are now 4,000 class action lawsuits against all men, and there are now reports of hundreds of massive demonstrations in every city in the Western world, demanding that if the opposite sex doesn't start loving them with all their heart, this very minute, they will, quote, kick their asses.
What's the matter with people? Can't they tell the difference between reality and a comedy web series?
Obviously not. All I ever wanted to do was show the world how great of an actor I could be. And now the only time I'll probably appear on TV will be on C-SPAN at a congressional subcommittee hearing.
Well, now, our goal for this hour, like every hour, is to get 1,000 viewers to contribute 1 scene idea. Now, so far for this campaign, we're down 11,243 ideas. But Greg, I'm confident that in this next hour we can make up for that shortfall, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Joy and Jacob, what's the good news?
Well, the good news is that we've heard from even more trade associations. The American Institute of Motivational Speakers will cheer struggling couples on in their forums. Lifetime casting directors of California will be acting as matchmakers. Employment counselors are putting out a series of videos on the do's and don'ts of applying for relationships. And yet another organization of porn artists say they have hundreds of sex fantasy scene ideas in their videos on their website.
And the competition between men and women, sparked by the hundreds and millions in office pools, seems to be helping. Men have just taken back the lead, although it's only by 2. For instance, because of an idea emailed in 3 hours ago, we're getting in reports of tens and thousands of men and women packing in the self-improvement section of every bookstore in America, North America. They're trying to get books, apparently, before the other gender can. 1,300 have gotten a book on phobias and have already texted us the idea for a series of scenes in which their spouses will act like shrinks and help guys overcome their fear of things, like housework. And over 300,000 are going to try every single technique found in the How to Be Happy books that they're trying to beat off other buyers with, try to make their spouses happy.
See? The possibilities are endless. Even ordinary people like you and me can come up with ideas of what to do in the post-feminist era. Ideas that should help make our love stories all that they can be.
That's right, Holly. And remember, the love story movement will be there with you every step of the way. We'll not only publish all of your scenes and love stories on our website, we'll work our fingers to the bone to recruit hundreds of thousands of playwrights, story analysts, and directors who will help you turn your love story into stories that will light up the world.
Hey, speaking of those future plans, are you a billionaire with no one that loves you to leave your estate to? Then bequeath your estate to the love story movement and have your memory cherished by billions for generations to come. And could you do that like yesterday?
So, how we doing back there? Have the tides changed yet?
After all the hours and hours of marching and yelling, We thought everyone would be getting tired and hungry and thirsty by now, but things are just getting worse. In fact, one woman said there should be a 10% tax increase on all men and lowered for women until men give women the love they deserve. And then all hell broke loose. And then it got worse than that when some motorcycle gang called the Broad Bikers, they announced that they'd have chapters in every city ready to beat the crap out of any guy who raises his voice against women. And if that wasn't bad enough, women everywhere are now saying they're going to slash the tires of male-owned cars that don't have bumper stickers that say women are the most incredible creatures in the universe.
Cody, you and your wife are one of the viewers that have already written in with a new and exciting sitcom-type love story. Why don't you share that story? Inspire some people.
No problem, Greg. Never done this one before. Hey, kids! We're gonna dedicate the next 10 years of our marriage to the romantic comedy of two writers who are supposed to be writing a book called Relationships for Dummies, but they have no idea what they're doing. It'll be a rollicking adventure through couples skill classes, the advice of friends and family, and some zany couples therapy. Back to you guys!
Man, isn't that exciting? I wish I could find something in our growing database that would be so much more fun and emotionally stimulating than arguing with the opposite sex. We should go see what's come into the database in the last few minutes. Join Jacob!
Evidently, the nation's bars are now getting into Act 2. Hundreds are going to hold AA meetings for couples with relationship problems. In fact, a minute ago, one said his bar would give cash prizes if a couple's story gets 100,000 views on YouTube, and now hundreds of other bars are following suit.
The latest added to the couple skills exercises are 1. Arguments are often escalated for the most stupid reasons, so someone suggested that a couple can practice by arguing in gibberish. 2, a person says that if you really want to figure out how to get forgiveness right, you can practice by asking your ex for a kidney that will save your life. Your current spouse or girlfriend can play the ex.
17 more exercises have just been added to the men's boot camp springing up in neighborhoods everywhere to whip men into marital shape. An hour and 10 minutes ago, a man commented that the most incredible show on earth was his girlfriend's ever-changing looks and moods. And now he's going to dedicate his life to capturing all of them on film. In fact, Amazon just said they sold 6 million ebooks on portrait photography in the last hour.
2 hours ago, somebody floated the idea that the only way to find out what women today want is to turn them into an electorate and have an election. So far, 37 candidates have thrown in their hats into the ring, each with a different theory of how to win over women's hearts and minds. And tens of thousands have joined their campaign as pollsters, speechwriters, handlers, spin doctors, etc. All are gladly accepting contributions from big businesses and interest groups.
You know, we depend on viewer support to keep this movement going. So don't just be a viewer. Be a contributor.
That's right, Holly. Did you know that if every one of our viewers were to just give one contribution, that we could change the course of human history and we could make this world as great as we all need it to be?
You know, we are not just actors. We are all contributors. Do you have an unproductive behavioral problem that you haven't been able to break free of? Because you should email us a description of that problem, and we'll use our improv skills to come up with a solution.
So please email us a contribution. So remember, the love life you might save could be mine.